following public service announcement is being brought to you part by the good folks that support the dope. It's told by D2G and Reg Young. Ladies and gentlemen, now it's on with something like a phenomenon. It's food for thought for those starving through Ramadan. Nothing less than the best, that's what you rockin' with. So take notes on this newness, cause you'll be jocking in. Precious of the bunch, plenty game that we put you on. Fashion, music, we give it to the goodest gone. Keeping up with the time, so you'll be in the know. Nothing but exclusives, heads up on who's next to blow. It's only dopeness we give to the masses. And promise guaranteed, ain't no pushing the whackness. So say your theatrics for plays if you've been a hater. Just the lovely Carly Brown's your facilitator. Lead the water when we bring that fire. Here's the industry biz #1 supplier. Boy, them other stations don't want no smoke. Keep your ears tuned in and support the dope. Yeah, looking at my clock and it's about that time. 7:30 Central when we hit online. And we coming to you live from the ghost. So tell your people settle in and support the dope. Yeah, looking at my clock and it's about that time. 7:30 Central when we hit online. And we coming to you live from the ghost. So tell your people settle in and support the dope for sure.
You are now tuned in to Support the Dope Radio, which was designed to give a platform to the best, most talented, and dopest artists in the city of Chicago and equip them with the power to tell their own story in their own words. Today is Tuesday, March 21st, 2017, and you are listening to Season 2, Episode 7. I am your host, your girl CB, a.k.a. CB Radio, if you didn't know. Tonight's guest is a singer, songwriter, composer, producer, who is a native of Chicago's own Roseland community on the city's south side. He has worked with artists such as Mary J. Blige, Jill Scott, Diddy-Dirty Money, Puff Daddy and the Family, the Jonas Brothers, The Association, Kendrick Lamar, Schoolboy Q, Nicki Minaj, BJ the Chicago Kid, Jay-Z, and the list, trust me, goes on. He has now embarked on a new chapter in his career by focusing in on his solo career, which has produced his debut album, which we'll be hearing today. It's available everywhere now, entitled 20s. He is none other than the artist known as Kincy.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
Hey, how are you?
I'm great. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine. How you feel?
Amazing. I'm feeling great. I'm actually in Chicago right now. I'm on the road with this amazing pop artist named BB Rexa. We had a show here last night at the Metro. So I'm just home, just kind of, doing some regular stuff, washing clothes, and just enjoying the city for another couple hours before I head to Detroit to finish this tour up last couple dates.
He said doing regular stuff.
Thank you so much for...
Kinsey isn't regular. Let me tell you, Kinsey, you're popular because as soon as you have a fan club, because when I was like, Kinsey going to be on the show, everyone was like, oh, that's the bro, that's the homie, that's what's up. So you probably have a lot of fans tuning in right now.
I got brothers in this industry. We put in a lot of work together.
That's good, though. That's what's up, because that lets me know that, your relationship skills are intact. That always means that you're humble and you're a good person, and you make friends and not enemies, which is extremely important.
Yeah, I don't even know any other way to be, honestly. Like you said, I grew up in Roseland. My great grandparents raised me. They also raised my mother. My mom had me at a very young age, the age of 16, and she also obviously helped raise me as well. But just growing up with your parents are actually your great grandparents, and that they come from the South, and they come from just good training and good basic principles. That's what I grew up under. So I don't know any other way to be. You know what I mean? And I when I meet people and I meet different artists and they're different, it just makes me thankful that I was brought up the right way.
Yeah. Well, that's good
stuff. So I have to attribute all of that to my family. My record is not too reflective of crazy, amazing upbringing, but that's not my family's fault.
Well, the talent that it took to produce the album, lyrics aside, can speak to that part, can speak to your upbringing and your family, because that took a lot. Tell us how you got your start in music. I know, like many other artists, it was an early age for you as well.
Yeah, well, honestly, growing up in the church, that's where I learned how to love music and how to value it and treat it with respect. In the church, it's a very unstructured but structured place in terms of music. So I was able to get the best of both worlds there whereas I had to learn how to be on time. You learn how to follow direction and be a good follower, which equips you for great, leadership skills.
Right.
And then musically, people would just blurt out songs in any key, and you just pick up and you follow along like nothing happened. That's the way we were brought up in church.
Right.
And on the road, they're like, wow, that's amazing.
Right.
I just had an instance the other night. I was playing with VB, who's a good friend of mine, and I'm enjoying touring with her right now. She's an amazing writer herself, but she was just about to sing a song, not to get off track, and she's like, no, don't play. I don't want to start too low. I'm like, no, you just go ahead and sing, and I'll find you.
And you'll follow,
that's
right?
Just, you feel me? And that's the way we were brought up in church, and just the training and the leadership musically that we've been equipped with. So I look at that as a blessing, never a curse. You know what I mean? And just morally, that's how I learned how to just be a good musician. You know what I mean? Just in church, and then from church, you learn how to, you start doing gigs around town. People trust you. You know what I mean? Maybe I had a guy who really trusted me, and that kind of catapulted my career. That was Rex Hardy Jr., who's a good friend of mine. He called me. I was I was like 3 years removed out of high school. On my 4th year, I'm like, man, it's not gonna happen. I thought I was gonna tour right out of high school, like I was Kobe Bryant or Kevin Garnett or somebody like that, and it didn't happen like that right away. Ended up going to college for a semester. My grandma who raised me, my great grandma who raised me, Callie Franklin, she wanted me to go to college. She like, man, just try, go to college for music and get your degree. That way, you'll always have a job, which I respected. But I just knew I was close. Ended up going to school for a semester, going to college at Trinity Christian College. I was in the band, jazz band, and things were going well there. My grandma passed my first semester in, and that kind of just, I had to take some time off school. Took a semester off, and Rex calls me out of the blue, asking me, do I want to tour with Carrie Hilson and The Dream? And this was 2009, at the height of both of their careers. So did the Keisha Cole tour with them. It was a big success. That was my first tour. After that, he asked me to do Mary J. Blige. From that, I met Omar Edwards and Adam Blackstone, two very influential pieces in my career with touring and being a great musician, just learning from great musicians such as guys like that. You know what I mean? Those Rex Hardy, man, I owe him so much, man. He gave me a chance, and that's what you need in this business, somebody to really trust that you want it, see that you want it, and see that you have the skills and the work ethic and the attitude to be able to hold it once you get it. So that was like my first couple gigs. After that, Jill and Adam introduced me to Nick Jonas. Worked with him extensively, first with the Administration, that's his side band, which was with parts of the Power Generation from Prince's band, which is incredible.
Nice.
That was incredible. I spent about 2 months in South America. That was 1 year, and the next year I spent another 2 months over there. So really love it. I have love for Brazil and my people over there in South America, and that's where I was able to really just learn the business, you know what I mean, learn to travel and enjoy myself and still remain professional and just all of that. That's kind of how I got my start. And from the Nick Jonas thing, it was Nicki Minaj. From Nicki Minaj, I've been involved in some house band situations like the Soul Train Awards last year. I don't know
I remember
if
that.
anybody was able to catch that. I was able to be in that house band and play for some amazing artists and just to be in the same room as Teddy Riley. And I didn't even play with him. He used his own band, but just to have a conversation with him in the kitchen of the rehearsal hall. You understand what I'm saying? That's just like, priceless moments that you can't pay for.
Right. That's incredible.
You know what I mean? So that's basically how I got my start in touring, and then working with BJ the Chicago Kid. That's really where I started in the studio. Also got a few joints with Nick Jonas. I played on a couple of his albums and helped him produce a song with Zendaya, who's an amazing artist, and kind of started working with BJ.
I have a question for you off the wall, and I'm glad you mentioned Teddy Riley, because I actually wanted to ask you. I thought about you. I was in the airport traveling back from Chicago last weekend, and I overheard a conversation. They were sitting very close to me. Two musicians, I guess. Well, one of them was a producer specifically, and he was trying to explain to this other guy the difference between auto-tune and a vocal box. To which I guess there are people that don't understand the difference between the two, I guess.
And quickly, I can do that if you'd like me to. It's so funny because I just saw a discussion today between a friend of mine, Man, Eugene Roberts, who's John Legend's MD. He's really, really known for his talk box. He played talk box and keys on the Glow in the Dark tour with Kanye, and him and T-Pain and another person on Twitter with the same question. What's the difference between the three? And quickly, auto-tune is a software. You have to sing, and the software corrects the tune of your voice. Talkbox is with a tube, a plastic tube, and a electric box shooting tone that you're playing with a keyboard connected to it into your mouth, and what you're doing is you're making the vowels.
Right, like your Roger Troutman
like
or
that's
Teddy Riley.
Troutman.
Right.
Exactly, or Teddy Riley. The third one is vocoder, which Teddy Riley also plays. Teddy Riley, like Let's Chill, that's vocoder. I saw this example on Twitter today.
Gotcha.
I Want to Be Your Man, that's talkbox. You know what I mean? I Want to Buy You a Drink, that's auto-tune.
Right.
Those are the three songs. Those are three songs that you can go to right away for references to hear the difference. And vocoder, just quickly, is just the mic plugs into the keyboard. So that's not a lot of work. You're playing the keys and you're saying the vowels, but it's through the microphone and not the tube. The tube, you need the microphone as well for the amplification, but you're also making the vowels. It can get a little complex, but the guys who know how to do it, man, they're really, really, really inspirations to me. Teddy Riley, of course, Roger Troutman. Like I said, I got my friend Man Eugene Roberts, my good friend Sean Cooper. He's a big inspiration. Another friend I have to mention while I'm on the air is Monty Newell, who plays with Rihanna. We did Mary J. Blige together. I mean, he's produced Katy Perry records, all type of stuff, and he's a master at that talk box. And he's one of the guys who inspired me to start playing. So that's pretty much the differences, and those are the songs that you can really go to. Like, any T-Pain song that's auto-tune, that's not talk box, that's not vocoder.
Right.
Any Roger Troutman song, that's talk box, that's not vocoder, and that's not auto-tune. And for vocoder, you just have to have an ear. A lot of Kanye songs have vocoder. You know what I mean? Like Work It, I think that's the name of the song. Stronger is actually the name of the Kanye song. That's vocoder. So that's the example for that song. But I love all three of them. I use a little auto-tune on my record. I use a lot of talk box. You know what I mean? I'm trying to kind of bring that sound back. I think we're missing it a little bit, and I'm hearing it come back with the Bruno thing. You know what I mean? It's coming back strong with that, and I think people are more receptive to it. They're like, man, this sounds good. It reminds me of this. Reminds me of how I felt when I heard I Want to Be a Man, or this or that song. That all those songs from the late '80s, early '90s that made us feel the way that they made us feel. Right.
Well, you guys heard it here first. Kincy educating the kids on Support the Dope Radio. So thank you for that.
I'm happy you asked.
Yeah, let's take it back a little bit. Again, back to you getting your start in church. Were you just a musician?